Hello and welcome to another episode of the iBook Guy. For quite some time, I have been wanting some kind of shelf that I can put my electronic gadgets on, but not just my newer gadgets, but even some of my collectible ones.
One of the problems with a traditional shelf like this is that you really can't stand up gadgets like phones or tablets. They would just slide right off. So I came up with the idea of putting a lip at the end of each shelf like this. So I went to work constructing this thing with a little help from my brother and some of his power tools. This is the first half of the shelf test fitting on the wall. You can see here how it has the lip I wanted, and I also created these holes for power cables to keep all of these gadgets charged.
So one of the other criteria that I had is that I wanted the shelves to be soft so that my gadgets didn't get scratched up, or I didn't want them to be painted so that the gadgets, if they stay up against the paint for a long time, the paint might stick to the gadget. No, I didn't want any of that. So I came up with the idea to use felt.
At first, I tried felt from the fabric store like this. However, this proved to be impossible for me to use. It just wasn't stiff enough and I couldn't get a straight line cut with a 90-degree corner. So instead, I went to the hobby store and found this more rigid type of felt. This stuff worked much better. I was able to cut it to shape and glue it on. I made sure to save space for these brackets that I'd use to attach the shelves to the wall. I needed something to charge all of my gadgets with, so I bought this 5-port USB charger on eBay. And as you can see, it has 2 high-power ports and 3 regular ports. I attached it to the shelf in my usual way by creating a custom bracket. I really couldn't find the type of cable management system that I had in mind, so I ended up building my own using these little cable ties that are designed for chain link fences, and they turned out pretty well. Now it was time to start putting gadgets on the shelf and plugging them in. I started with my first generation iPad. You can see how I could run the cable down to the charger. So now the shelf is completed and I've started filling it with all kinds of stuff, both old and new. This is a great shelf not only for displaying my antiques, but giving me a centralized place to charge all of my modern gadgets.